Let's be real. Life happens. Kids spill. Pets shed. And accidents are inevitable. That's why you need a washable sofa that can keep up. Our sofas are fully machine washable, inside and out, so you can say goodbye to stains and hello to worry-free living. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics, they're kid-proof, pet-friendly, and built for everyday life. Plus, changeable fabric covers let you refresh your sofa whenever you want. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa anytime to fit your space, whether it's a growing family room or a cozy apartment. Plus, they're earth-friendly and trusted by over 200,000 happy customers. Starting at just $699, it's time to upgrade to a stress-free, mess-proof sofa. Visit WashableSofas.com today and save. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
We're leaving today and entering a world of Cinderella Castle sightseeing, Tron light cycling, Jungle Cruise punning, pirate swashbuckling, Everest climbing, Dapper Danning, Soaring, fireworks show of I'm not crying, you're crying. World of favorites for whatever you love. Infinite worlds await at the most magical place on Earth, Walt Disney World Resort.
Hello, I'm Adrienne Bain, a producer at Wonder Media Network. I'm so excited to be guest hosting this episode of Womanica. This month, we're talking about cultivators, women who nurtured, cross-pollinated, experimented, or went to great lengths to better understand and protect the natural world. A woman gets close to a tree branch. She analyzes the bark and notices where its pattern begins to shift. The sun is hot on her back. She is surrounded by low-level palm trees and wears a white bucket hat, t-shirt, and hiking boots. Thousands of miles from her cold homeland, she stands in the sun of the tropical world and finds what she's looking for. She reaches into her side bag and pulls out a hammer and chisel. She gently places the chisel on the branch and softly hammers away until she has peeled off a perfect specimen. Today's Womanican was obsessed with lichen. So much so that she became the first international expert on this symbiotic organism. Please welcome Aino Henson. Aino was born on April 12, 1925, in a small town in Western Germany, but grew up in Berlin. She was the middle of 3 children. Her father was a German scientist and her mother was Finnish. And Aino became fluent in both languages. Her youth was a dark time. It was spent under the cloud of the Nazi regime, and her older brother was killed during the war. Her younger sister died young as well. When the bombs stopped falling over Germany, her family moved to a small university town, Marburg. They moved into a large shared apartment at Biegenstrasse 52. Aino stayed local and studied biology at the Philipps University. After 8 years of school, she graduated with her doctorate in 1953. For her PhD, she studied how the aquatic plant duckweed, which looks like a floating moss that covers a pond, hibernated. Then she worked at the Institute of Bacteriology at the Federal Biological Institute for Agronomy and Forestry. Her focus was on specific kinds of actinomycetes, a microorganism that helps decompose manure. It wasn't until a trip north that her interests evolved. On a collaboration with the Finnish Museum of Natural History in Helsinki, she went on a field expedition with their team to collect lichen and liverworts. Exploring these dense northern forests, Aino became enamored with lichen. Unlike a sunflower or a tall ostrich fern, Lichen prefer to blend in and cover an object. Stay still enough, and lichen can cover any tree, cliffside, or tombstone. They're a bit of an oddity in the plant world, and that's to say that they aren't plants at all. Lichen are 1 part algae and 1 part fungus. Standing in the woods, Aino took a closer look at these crunchy organisms and wanted to know everything about them. She learned how to collect lichen with a hammer and chisel, edging the chisel under the lobe of the lichen and softly hammering it until it peels off. From here on out, those tools were always within arm's reach. With her horizons expanded, she propagated new ideas for her research program. In 1970, she became associate professor for thallophyte studies. That means simple plants, like lichen, in Marburg. She held that position for the next 20 years. One of her main focuses was studying lichen's evolution and diversity. Her novel experiments helped improve classification. In 1974, she co-authored a textbook on lichen with a former PhD student. It honed in on the taxonomy between lichenized fungi and non-lichenized fungi. The textbook was unmatched in its influence and helped advance the field. Aino's students always looked forward to her Saturday morning field trips. She guided them through the German woods as she carried a large basket filled with tools. The summer mornings were spent studying higher plants, like ferns, conifers, and flowers. In the winter, they looked down at the ground and around boulders, analyzing moss, liverworts, and of course, lichen. Both students and colleagues claimed that one afternoon with Aino was all it took to get anyone excited about this bristly organism. It was often said that her passion for lichen was so intense, she was never able to keep her hour-long lectures focused on what they were advertised as. One fact on lichen always led to another, but everyone seemed to enjoy her enthusiasm. Her students and fellow professors remember her as a jovial woman, kind and big-hearted. When Aino wasn't in the classroom lecturing, she was traveling the world. She applied for scholarships that funded her work and took her around Europe and North America, and as far off as South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. With each trip, she returned with containers filled with more specimens. These global excursions catapulted her career, and she became one of the foremost international experts on lichen. For her entire career, Aino lived in the same apartment at Biegenstrasse 52, which was slowly encroached upon with her private collection of lichen, books, and research. She often had students and coworkers over for dinner, with smells of finished recipes wafting through their home. The ingredients were often made from foraging expeditions she took with friends and family when she visited Finland. Colleagues and students would have deep conversations with her over wild berry cake or pickled mushrooms. When Aino turned 65, she was given a Festschrift, an academic book published in her honor, and 11 species of lichen were named after her. Over the years, Aino published 113 articles, papers, or book chapters on lichen. Even after she retired, she conducted experiments in her apartment and continued to publish more papers. She carried a youthful energy with her into her old age. In her lifetime, she advanced the field of lichenology and was a globally recognized expert on lichen and Actinomyces taxonomy. She fell ill in her later years. Her days of musing through the forests collecting specimens were over, She donated her collection of journals, microscope slides, photos, and, most importantly, over 40,000 specimens. She died in 2011. She was 86 years old. Ina was buried next to her mother's grave, which rests under the shade of a birch tree that Ina had planted 40 years prior. And birch trees are often covered in a minty green lichen. All month, we're talking about cultivators. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to co-creators Jenny and Liz Kaplan for letting me guest host this episode. As always, we're taking a break for the weekend. Talk to you on Monday.
Tired of spills and stains on your sofa? Wash away your worries with Anabei. Anabei is the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly prices. That's right, sofas start at just $699. Enjoy a no-risk experience with pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and changeable slip covers made with performance fabric. Experience cloud-like comfort with high-resilience foam that's hypoallergenic and never needs fluffing. The sturdy steel frame ensures longevity, and the modular pieces can be rearranged anytime. Shop WashableSofas.com for up to 60% off site-wide, backed by a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not absolutely in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping or restocking fees. Every penny back. Upgrade now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change, and certain restrictions may apply.
She's seen Encanto more times than she can count. And she can count to 10. She mentioned Mirabel in every conversation. But the moment she actually met Mirabel, she was speechless. That's pura magia. Find yours at Walt Disney World Resort.
5 years, 10 months, and 2 days. That's how long it took to grow the 38 inches to ride on Cali River Rapids. But the moment the wait finally ended, that was pura magia. Discover it at Walt Disney World Resort.